The dismantling of the Federal Reserve and shift to Treasury-led monetary management rewrites the global order. The US isn't just patching up the dollar, it's restoring supremacy on entirely fresh terms. With a gold price set at $15,000 per ounce and $4.82 trillion in reserves to back it, along with equity in Intel and revenue streams from Nvidia and AMD, the dollar's credentials as a reserve currency become undeniable. This is monetary doctrine for a new era, an American dollar anchored to gold and infused with lifeblood of strategic industry. The result: trust, stability, and renewed global leadership. This all sounds good, but I'm sure you're wondering, Slayer, but how realistic is this? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out right now. Alright folks, thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information of what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, make sure you click subscribe. I am doing a giveaway in 3 days over at the Secret Silver Society. That is the link in the description. Monthly giveaways over there. Pay $5 a month for a chance to win a $50 or $60 coin. Plus, we have the live chat over there. It's super fun. And if you wanted to purchase some of this shiny stuff, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Right now, we have gold Britannias for $60 over spot, 10th ounce gold maples for $35 over melt, 1 ounce silver maple leafs for $2.89 over spot, and 1 ounce silver kangaroos for $2.79 over spot. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. We have a massive inventory. Those are just what our weekly specials are right now. Let's jump into this article, folks. Trump's gold shock. $15,000 gold, $300 silver as Fed falls and Treasury rises. Silver Academy exclusive. U.S. unveils $4.82 trillion gold reset, ends the Federal Reserve, and roars back to global currency supremacy. Precious metals enter greatest bull run in history. Now, I don't know how true this is or what data he's going off of to say this, or if this is just like a thought experiment or a hypothetical, but we're gonna all figure that out together because this is a very bold statement. Now, silver being $300 isn't that crazy when we look at why and how long it's been suppressed, and the price manipulation specifically from the COMEX, and what would happen if that were to end and true price discovery was, shot into, came across the markets. But regardless, let's just see what he has to say. George Washington's farewell address warned Americans to guard against men who might exploit their positions for personal aggrandizement and pursue policies detrimental to national integrity, warning the country could be led astray by cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men. Washington's caution is often linked by critics to later monetary policies, particularly the abandonment of gold-backed currency for paper money. For decades, Congress published annual reports detailing the country's gold reserves and the status of the U.S. monetary base, a transparency practice tied to concerns about inflation, integrity, and fiscal responsibility. This reporting declined as the U.S. shifted towards fiat currency, raising ongoing debates over accountability and national financial stability. As monetary power centralized and the gold anchor faded, a darker warning from the Rothschild brothers of London, written in 1863, grew ever more prescient. The few who, and I quote, the few who understand the system will either be so interested in its profits or be so dependent upon its favors that there will be no opposition from that class, while on the other hand, the great body of people mentally incapable of comprehending the tremendous advantage that capital derives from the system will bear its burdens without complaint, and perhaps without even suspecting that the system is inimical to their interests. And from Thomas Jefferson, paper is poverty. It is only the ghost of money. and not money itself. I really, really like that saying. It really is. It's not real value. It is the promise that that promissory note is of value, and you would be able to exchange that note for the real value. But we just got rid of the real value entirely and just left us with these promises. So the Great Monetary Reset, Silver Academy breaks the story. A tectonic shift is underway in American monetary history, one that will reverberate for generations. At the center of this historic upheaval is President Trump's campaign to dismantle the Federal Reserve and transfer the reins of monetary policy to the U.S. Treasury under Scott Bessent. This isn't just administrative reshuffling, it's the end of the Federal Reserve era and the birth of an entirely new paradigm for the U.S. dollar and economic power. Now, if you're with or against this, it really doesn't matter. This guy that wrote this article, I'm assuming John Forrest Little wrote this article, he does not like Trump whatsoever. I do. I mean, I still want the list to come out regardless. I'm just saying that so far, what I've seen with his policies and the way he's handling situations, I'm very, very satisfied with. Maybe, yes, there are some other things that need to be addressed. I'm just saying, from coming from a geopolitical perspective, he's done a lot, and right now, I definitely think if Kamala would have won, the world would be in a much, 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 much more dangerous state. And that's just the truth. I would put my life on that, honestly. So Trump's quiet revolution, the Federal Reserve out and Treasury in. Over a century, the Federal Reserve has been the steward of American monetary policy. Now, Trump's strategic appointments and relentless public pressure have set the stage for an unprecedented transition, the absorption of the Fed's core functions into the hands of the U.S. Treasury. With federal Governor Lisa D. Cook fired and Stephen Moran installed, Moran architected the so-called Mar-a-Lago Accord, the path that is cleared for a coordinated Treasury-led monetary reset focused on asset-backed strength and economic leverage. And this reminds me of what the BRICS are doing with the unit, and they have the BRICS pay system. And right now, we don't know when this is going to be implemented or if it will be or how long, but they are also working on their own precious metals exchange, which they announced at the BRICS Summit July 6th and July 7th in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I've been keeping very close tabs on any new updates from that. I coded ChatGPT to search the web every single day, search through every article posted on the entire internet, and anything mentioning, any updated news mentioning the BRICS exchange to send me the link. So, even if it's from a source that's overseas, I'm trying to keep tabs on this stuff because there's so much happening. It's easy to miss, especially with how these echo chambers can form, especially when we're talking about politics and how certain sources are going to want to keep you over here or keep you over there, or don't show this narrative or force this narrative or mislead this type of situation. So you look at it from this narrative. It's very hard nowadays. So I'm trying to keep tabs, but the BRICS are definitely doing a lot. Last October 22nd, when they had the BRICS meeting, right before this one, they announced that new currency called the unit. It's backed by physical precious metals. We actually showed a picture of what it looks like. It's just interesting stuff. So I can see why President Trump would be wanting to do something like this. We are definitely headed into a digital era, so the new currency would definitely be something of digital backing, but also hopefully with precious metals backed to actually be able to say it has somewhat value or somewhat of a value. Who knows what that would actually look like or how realistic it is, but they're trying, and I definitely think when a new currency does come up, that's what it's going to look like. So, let's look at this. The Treasury holds now approximately 10,000 metric tons of gold, more than just the official reserves at Fort Knox, West Point, and but also black gold quietly added from Iraq and Syria. The stash equals 321,507,000 troy ounces. The minimum gold revaluation target price is $15,000 per ounce. The U.S. gains a staggering $4.82 trillion in newfound collateral, a sum that instantly transforms the balance sheet and underpins global confidence in the dollar. But gold isn't the only foundation. In a bold new move, the U.S. government now owns a 10% equity stake in Intel, a pioneering investment in the country's strategic semiconductor sector. Recent deals further expand this approach. The Treasury brokered landmark agreements with NVIDIA and AMD, imposing special federal taxes on windfall chipmaker profits. These two deals alone are projected to generate over $20 billion annually in new revenues. Rather than relying on fiat expansion, the government is stockpiling real-world assets and cash flows, forging a dollar backed not only by gold but by American industrial might and technological supremacy. That's very interesting. I would have to look deeper into what would set this in play, and how realistic would it look? What would it do to the economy? What would it, if we're trying to say gold is $15,000, then what would that put silver at? That's the real question. How the reset changes everything. This asset backing gives the U.S. a war chest it never had before. With $4.82 trillion in gold plus strategic equity holdings, a new tax streams from its semiconductor giants, the Treasury's position is unrecognizably stronger. This is monetary reform in action, currency value anchored by real capital, not by central bank promises or contested treasury bonds. No other nation could rival a dollar underpinned by both gold and the world's top tech ecosystem. This sounds good. There's always going to be pros and cons to this type of stuff. You're always going to have to give a little bit and take a little bit. And these types of situations are so complex that a lot of times it's just not realistic. It sounds good, but is it realistic? The significance is enormous. The Federal Reserve's dissolution and the Treasury's ascendance mean American monetary policy can be managed with both transparency and leverage. The US dollar stops being a risk and becomes, again, the prime global reserve currency, bolstered by hard assets and reliable cash flows. Foreign central banks, previously worried about dollar inflation or competitive devaluation, must now reckon with a currency backed by almost $5 trillion in gold plus dominant stakes in strategic industries. This is very interesting stuff. Very, very, very interesting stuff. As first to break the story, Silver Academy brings you the scoop at a genuine turning point: the dramatic downfall of the Federal Reserve, the unstoppable rise of the U.S. Treasury, and America's comeback as the world's premier reserve currency, this time backed not only by political promises, but by mountains of gold and next-gen technology muscle. Who knows what that looks like in a real-world scenario? But it sounds good, right? It sounds good. Let me know what you guys think about this. And let me know what you guys think the new system would look like if we did have a reset. What would the new currency look like? Would it be something digital? Would it be something like CBDC? Would it be something like USDC? Would it be something like Tether that's pegged to the dollar, right? USD coin is pegged to the dollar. Would it be something like Ripple, which is XRP because it's owned by central banks? What would a new currency look like, and would it be backed by gold? And how realistic is that? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys wanted to purchase some of this stuff, info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. And if you wanted to enter monthly giveaways the 31st of every month, link in the description. It's my Patreon, Secret Silver Society. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forward to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.